What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes news for March 18th, 2025, and today we have the skill card and more information on the upcoming Transcendence hero next week, the Count of Nightmare Finn. Now, this hero honestly sounds kind of interesting, has a lot of like end of round dot damage, has ways to heal from that damage dealt, and has a pretty interesting kit overall. I'm kind of borderline on trying to figure out if this hero is going to be a good one or not. Kind of also considering, is he a good opportunity to go for as a first Transcendence hero, which I think is probably no, because I mean, it's hard to beat the best way, which is like, you know, the whole Eloise into like hyperspace on Ilamog, into Aspen, all that thing. But his skills sound interesting, and I'm actually excited to see what he can do this week. If you guys are planning on building this hero, hit me up on Discord. I love to jump on your account and highlight him this weekend because he does sound pretty good. He also has a fear effect, just like Lord of Fear Aspen 2. So let's jump right into it. Let's see what this hero is all about. Alright, so here he is, literally look liking a vampire Joker character. Like, who initially thought, like, hands up, this just looks like the Joker, right? I'm about to say, have a voice line like, wanna know how I got these scars or something like that. But he does also look very vampire-ish, you know, the pointed ears, the pointy teeth, all that fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know. He looks cool. I like it. The regular Finn, I think, is not great, but let's talk about his abilities, because, my goodness, you're going to need a PhD to read through these skills, as always. Number 1, deals attack damage to the enemy with the lowest HP. So it's a smart target, going for always the lowest HP, then inflicts Nightmare Entanglement on all enemies. So even if that one thing just hits one target, everybody gets that Nightmare Entanglement. And I want to talk about that first because it is an important one in all of his skills. It is a dot when Nightmare Entanglement is inflicted, and at the end of each round, which all dots work that way, deals attack damage and restores count of Nightmare Finn's HP equal to a certain percentage of that damage dealt. And then of course this ability will also have the Fear Abyssal Gaze effect that we know and love, so we'll come back to that. So yeah, hits the lowest HP target, then puts this on every target. And the fact that he heals, and if there's like 6 enemies, that can be a substantial heal. If the target has at least a certain layer, like number of layers of Nightmare Entanglement, detonates all of them. So I don't know if that necessarily removes it. We'll have to see. Detonates all of them on those targets, or sorry, the one target. So if the one target with the lowest HP does, it'll detonate it, dealing damage equal to a certain percentage of the remaining damage left on Nightmare Entanglement. Then deals extra damage equal to a certain percentage of max HP, capping at, of course, like that 3,000 to 5,000% attack of Finn. And there's then a chance to inflict Fear Abyssal Gaze on the target for several rounds. So all of these things, even the fear, is only going, from the sounds of it, to that one target with the lowest HP. Everybody else, of course, is getting the Nightmare Entanglement, but they're not having anything else affect them. When releasing the active skill for Nightmare Entanglement detonated on every enemy, deals, this is the part I'm just like confused about, because it feels like it's worded very weirdly. When releasing the active skill, which is this skill, for Nightmare Entanglement detonated on every enemies, deals attack damage to the enemy with the lowest HP and deals extra damage equals certain HP. So again, I don't understand what this second part is trying to say here. It's really confusing, because it sounds like it does it on every enemy, but again, I don't know. It could be cool if it is. We're going to have to figure out exactly how that works, because this does not explain it at all. The second ability you'll see here is actually on the next card. The way they cut it is weird. Servants Beg Me. So this one here is the basic. Changes the basic attack to deals attack damage to the enemy with the highest attack. So not lowest HP, although it could be the one with the lowest HP. And it deals extra damage equal to a certain percentage of self HP lost. So his own self HP is, from the sounds of it, and he does have an ability to lower it, so don't worry, I'll let you guys know. There's a chance to inflict Chained Dreamland on them for several rounds. This is a skill effect. Changes the owner's basic attack and active skill to deals attack damage to all enemies. Self and the ally with the lowest HP take attack damage. Meanwhile, reduces self energy. The effect is invalid against bosses. So this one's really weird. My guess is what this means is it changes his ability. Like if you put it on, just say a Lord of Fear Aspen on the enemy side of the battlefield, this is going to make Lord of Fear Aspen deal a certain percentage of attack damage to his allies, aka your enemies. That's, I don't know why it would work any way different than that, but I think that is but that's kind of cool. That's interesting because it deals damage, and then beyond that reduces that target's, I guess, energy. But again, it doesn't work on bosses, so it's not going to be like a survivability thing against bosses. Kind of a cool effect. We'll have to see how that actually turns out. It goes against the highest attack target too, so the one that's going to hurt your team the most is going to make this happen. This sounds like a really insane PvP type ability, especially if he's built extremely fast. If you can get this hero going super fast, going first in combat, that could be huge for preventing a lot of incoming damage to your team. Next, we have a passive skill, Nightmare Nourish Me. At the beginning of each round, if Self has a certain percentage or more of HP, so for this example, let's just say he has 70% or more HP, reduces his HP continuously until it's lower than a certain point, which my guess is probably like 50%. Each time deducts HP by a certain percentage of max HP and inflicts Nightmare Entanglement on random enemies for several rounds. Meanwhile, reduces the target's damage reduction and control immunity, then increases Self all damage reduction and control immunity for several rounds. So he's basically really banking on that life leech at the end of every round, putting him to 100%, and then this passive skill lowering his HP to a certain point, inflicting that Nightmare Entanglement. Because remember, Nightmare Entanglement procs immediately, it sounds like, just like a normal dot, so he's going to instantly heal back potentially as well. So if he's going against a bunch of targets, this could be really, really sick. If Self has less than certain HP, he's going to deal attack damage to an enemy with the lowest HP and restore Self HP equal to a certain percentage of the damage dealt. So that just sounds like it happens at the beginning of the round. Every round this thing is happening. So if he's at 20% HP, he's immediately going to get an attack off that's going to heal him. So that sounds really cool. I like it. It's a good survivability tool. And this is kind of why I'm like, this could be a good first Transcendence hero. Maybe just because of the pure survivability, that like vampire-ish leeching life type mode, while also dealing a lot of bleed damage, but it's like dot damage. I don't know what type of dot it's going to be. It sounds pretty cool, and it could be interesting. Last, we have Reality Nowhere to Hide passive skill. When an enemy dies, he restores HP equal to a certain percentage of attack and inflicts layers of Nightmare Entanglement on all enemies for several rounds. So that just keeps this bus going. Then increases Self energy and Self speed for several rounds. When Self dies, deals attack damage to the killer, and there's a chance to inflict Chained Dreamland once again on them for several rounds. So even if he goes down more as a support character, even potentially, that happens. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have like a resurrection, honestly. It seems like it would be a perfect type hero to have a resurrect type skill. Like maybe if Nightmare Entanglement kills a target, like so it's not super overpowered like Carry and it's more like something else. I don't know, seems decent. And then lastly, the Core of Origin, very cut and dry, straightforward. For Nightmare Entanglement detonated on every enemy, increases allies attack, all damage dealt, and speed. Very straightforward, but anytime it is detonated, which I think is only linked to the active skill, could be decent. Could be, because the only thing that detonates it is this right here, it sounds like. But we don't know if it's on just a single target or all enemies. The way this is worded, very, very confusing. I have no clue. Last and not least, the tenants. Williams, Finn, okay. Natalia, that's a good pick for the second slot. I like that one. Regular G-Ster for slot 3, and then Lona. I don't know. Do you think she could work, or it'd be worthwhile to build her as a tenant? It's been a while since we've used her that much. I don't know if she's necessarily become meta in any type of teams, but I don't know. This hero, he definitely sounds promising. He definitely sounds like he has potential to be useful. It really just comes down to the damage numbers, the healing numbers, and how he actually works out. So let me know what you guys think. We'll have to hold judgment until we actually see what his skills are. And beyond that, I mean, this right here doesn't even show like the Destiny transition, Star Soul adding on him, all these different things. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.